Okay.
I
Oh,
hear
right.
children. What is? Oh, that was not the best thing to get caught into.
No, that is not a child. That is Loy being weird.
It's
You
like
just now notice.
it's like 9 o'clock, and I thought I heard like.
FBI open up.
Hmm. Well,
Hey, let's go.
well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Hot or Trash podcast, where we're the background noises where you're listening somewhere, clapping someone's ass. I don't know.
Our podcast is a good time to listen to anytime.
Clapping
anytime,
or not.
anywhere.
It doesn't matter what you're doing.
But anyways, I'm your host, Brian.
Buh.
Oh, these things again. Yeah, I'm your co-host, Victor.
Excuse me.
And
I'm
we're gonna
your
skip these two.
what?
I'm kidding.
And fuck you.
They already know.
Yeah, they
no,
already
we're just
know.
permanent guests at this point.
Yeah,
We should put
Permanent
name
guest
tags on us.
star.
Yeah, just put name
Michael.
tags on
yeah,
us.
yeah. If
Yeah.
anything, I don't have name tags for y'all, so you guys
Just
gonna have to
put-
deal with it.
Just put
You're
shame.
LOI on my fucking Sprite and call it LOL because nobody will know the difference.
You're
Yeah.
right. If anything, I'll just probably butcher the spelling and probably paint it on Microsoft Paint or some shit.
Let's
Oh my
go, Microsoft.
It's
Paint.
the only way.
Yeah. And if anything for you, Michael, I'll just grab like the actual logo from Michaels on you.
With a big M.
Yeah, and get sued. I like it.
Maybe. But yeah, today's topic, we're just gonna have fun about it too. We're just gonna talk about all shit sci-fi here. And in this case, if anything, this is more or less a filler until we start going into next week, which will be sort of this a big topic. But until then, we'll just talk about this for funsies here. So for everybody here with science fiction, what is your guys' favorite science fiction piece? It could be a book, TV show, movie, anime, hentai.
Well,
Yo, yo,
Yeah,
yo, yo,
I
yo,
wanna-
yo.
I want to see some sci-fi hentai.
There is such called that. It's called Ghost in the Shell. I'm kidding. No, it's
All
not.
right, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Yo. Hey, yo.
It's
I
not.
always kind
no,
of
it's
wanted
not.
to watch it.
Ah,
not
he's
it's not-
Godzilla.
It's not hentai, but it is very adult theme. So there's that.
That's nothing, bro.
So,
All right,
We'll
well,
We'll start with Victor then.
favorite sci-fi piece, eh? Odd
Yeah.
question. I guess I would say Halo because that's what I started off with. That's how I really got into all the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were about to say pass it or double it, pass it to the next person.
Nani?
Halo
No.
and then pass it to the next person.
Nah.
Okay.
Am I the next
I
person in
double
line?
I double
Yeah,
down
you're
on
technically
Halo.
the next person in line now.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well,
That's a lie.
TV show, it would be The Expanse. Game would be Halo, or
Incorrect.
yes. I've actually started recently attempting, between what time I have, to read a little bit of The Expanse, but I haven't touched a book in like
Yeah.
6 months, so
Yeah.
maybe it's not as much as it's gonna be later. It'll be later.
Also, for clarity,
die
I'll
on
try
this.
my best. I'll try my best to mute my mic if I go to a coughing fit again. But as of right now, for this recording, yeah, I'm pretty much sick as shit at the moment. But I'm gonna do the podcast anyways, just
You
because
know
it's
what?
manageable.
Who asked?
A real
Fuck you.
trooper.
Fuck you. Hi,
I don't
Alan. I'm
see
the host
anyone
here.
in the chat asking.
All right, listen here, you bitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
Don't make me
Maybe
turn your
over.
M upside down to a W.
Oh,
You're gonna give him the win. Let's go.
Hey, Weichel.
Oh my gosh.
God
White
damn.
Weigels.
Weichel.
God damn.
I'm gonna
So-
switch the M upside
So-
down.
So if anything right now, then you said in this case the Expanse book. So it's like both times. Is that just for your case then? Like you think out of all the sci-fi pieces that has been released, that might be the best one?
I don't know if it's the best one, but it's the one that I've attempted to start reading, and I watched the Amazon Prime series of it as well. So that's kind of what got me into wanting to read the book, is watching the TV show. I wanted to see. It's kind of the same thing with Game of Thrones, where the only reason I picked up the book of Game of Thrones is because I was watching the TV series. So
Right.
I watched The Expanse, and now I picked up the book to see how it was.
Hmm.
That's essentially it. but I don't know. I haven't been exposed to much sci-fi reading.
Well, that's the case. Then, Lloyd, we're gonna pass this off to you now. You're
Halo.
just Halo. There's a common trend here when it comes to games here.
Yeah.
You're gonna start seeing.
the
Halo
only
is
thing I
really-
know, bro.
You know, Halo's really every. I feel like every millennials real like science fiction.
Right.
Well, not millennials, but like people of our age. That's our like first taste of science fiction media of any
Millennials.
kind.
See, I will go in this case be the contrary for this one. I would actually say my favorite game piece is actually Mass Effect.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna say heresy, but you know what? That is a good one.
But I would,
It's very good.
I would still say heresy.
Hey, fuck you. Now,
Omega lol.
so
Hey, what
in this
about
case,
Star Wars though? No one talks about Star Wars.
the thing
I like
is,
Star Wars.
the thing is, this will technically be a hotter trash thing about this. I don't really treat Star Wars as a
Don't say it. Just
Traditional
stop where you
sci-fi.
are.
Heretic.
Stop.
like I'm be honest with you, it doesn't feel like a science fiction as much as like it takes place in a science fiction world. Nothing about the Star Wars, at least some of the main stories that they talk about, actually feels sci-fi unless you talk about the Mandalorian series.
Man,
Or
I'm
in this
sorry
case,
that
Andor.
that a planet destroying moon is not sci-fi enough for you.
Yeah.
If it,
So
oh
what?
no,
What,
if it,
what classifies sci-fi for you then?
that's really
Don't
hard.
say
Actually,
science fiction, or I'm gonna be so mad at you.
yeah, it's just science fiction. I'm kidding. I mean, I think that right now, I think my way how I kind of see it as science fiction is literally in this case, it is and starts off as a question of like a what if, and I guess in if anything too, this is not me saying that Star Wars is not a science fiction. It most definitely is, but to me, it doesn't feel that way, at least.
What do you mean?
Like even though like the question for the Star Wars is like what if there's like a universe far far away that had like its own like life and its own drama political system or whatever the fuck is happening over there, right?
No, it's
Some-
not if. It doesn't say if in a land far, far away. It says in a place far, far away. So
Right.
it exists within the spectrum.
Somewhere.
It's not an if. It's not someone's imagination. I mean, it is technically, but I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Within the canon, it's real.
I don't know. Maybe in this case too. Maybe it's like in some ways too. Maybe I don't see it as often, or like to see it as a science fiction because maybe the science fiction I've been seeing were probably like bad sci-fi. That as a lot of times I get jaded out by in this case the over explanation of technology in a lot of these medium pieces. Like, let me see how I can elaborate this. Oh fuck. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute myself real quick to cough this out.
Have any of you guys gone to like? I remember I used to do this as a kid, where I would go to the Sci-Fi channel and just see all the really, really bad movies that they have on there.
All right,
Y'all ever done that?
Oh yeah, I've done that. All like the B-rated shows too. Rather if it was sci-fi or
B,
not.
that's good. I was talking about like D-rated.
Oh, I mean, in Hollywood definition, those are considered B-rated films.
There were
Even
some
worse.
really crazy ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd
But
be interested to like turn it
Yeah.
on and see what bad movies there are on there now.
yeah, because oh shit, goddamn it, it's kind of getting a little bit harder. But Jesus fucking Christ, be right back.
All right. Well, to answer your question, Michael, no, I can't. I didn't afford. I wasn't able to afford cable back in the days.
Oh.
I don't think
Well, then we have to do a horrible movie night and we have to just turn on the Sci-Fi channel and watch it.
No, that sounds like a hell no to me.
That
It
sounds
sounds
like a-
like a hell yes to me.
Man, that
Hell
sounds
no.
like a horrible waste of time. But maybe in this case,
Really?
but speaking of bad waste of time
This
too,
guy.
this is why I come back. This is why I need to come back to. Like I was a bit able to explain to this. It's for my cop decides, say, nah, you're not talking. I'm like, okay. But to continue what I was saying previously as well, there has been like a lot of times where we have a lot of science fiction like media too, either from books, shows, or even like movies too, where they spend like way too long explaining, in this case, a technology that may or may not have plot relevance to the story, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to think of one example that would be the case too, but I guess if anything, if you think of Ready Player One in some cases too. But then again, that's also a bad example too, because a lot of the movie itself takes place in a virtual reality. So really, the whole story itself, technology being explained, that it takes place in the metaverse.
The metaverse.
Yeah, but I don't know. If there's like a case too, like what is in this case your guys' examples of like bad science fiction?
The
In this case,
Sci-Fi
your
channel.
anything that's on a sci-fi channel, but trying to point out and explain in this case in particular.
I like how I was going to, but you're like, that's a waste of time, and then rounded back to telling me to tell you about it.
Yeah,
Again.
I know what I said.
This
I
man
know what I
doubling
said.
Doubling back, bro.
The loop. I don't know. There was just like really bad like alien films. They would specifically just do like alien films. Sci-fi wasn't necessarily science fiction. It was alien.
Oh yeah. Here's also, then again, this will be another tangent point to go off of. How many of you guys are tired of seeing like alien invasion movies where every alien invasion that comes to Earth, they have one thing that they're weak against, and it's literally living on Earth.
The signs. I love that one. I love Signs, but like who? Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the Signs. 3, 2, 1. How are these aliens so dumb that they didn't realize water was going to burn their skin like acid? Who do they think they are to be so technologically advanced to come down here and poke and prod and see this beautiful liquid on the ground and not examine it?
Hey man.
Or like,
hey man.
what-
Look.
Or
you
no, I
can
have
say-
another question.
Yeah, look.
No,
Okay, wait. Let's
no.
answer that question first, bro. I mean, look, they live on their planet and they never encountered water before, so you know it's a new thing. The new thing they've learned. All right, they've learned that they're not
what?
they can't deal with water.
What
life form exists does not actually use water in one capacity or the
okay,
other.
You
That's what I was
don't
gonna say.
know.
I was
That's the problem. You don't know.
I was gonna
We
say,
only
what-
know living beings in terms of humans. We don't know living beings in terms of other things. All right, we don't know.
I don't know, man.
You can't
It's-
just
it's
ask that
weird.
question honestly.
Are they? What are they like? What kind of base are they? Do they know ammonia base? Are they silicon
Right.
base?
Bro,
What-
you
what-
don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
And
we never know
two-
because they fucking die from it.
2, War of the Worlds, another one I absolutely love that I watched as a kid. How are you telling me? And I had this fight with Victor already. How are you gonna tell me that these super advanced aliens don't understand germ theory and don't understand that like blood can carry pathogens? Like even if you're like random animal here, they look at us like we're animals. Random animal here, we're just gonna drink its blood. How can you tell me that back at their home planet they didn't have blood-borne diseases?
They probably won't. They probably didn't. You know? Like,
No!
That's the thing, dude. That's the thing. No, there's no here. That's the thing. Like, we don't know alien life. We don't know how aliens could live. I mean, aliens.
It could
in
be the
real
same
life,
for
bro.
us, actually. It could be the same for us.
Exactly.
You know, with the day we set foot on another planet and all of a sudden we all start keeling over because of something that should have been obvious, then I'll look back at you.
Then
and
what
be
is
like,
it?
You're
What
right.
is it obvious? What's obvious?
I don't know what's obvious anymore.
Exactly. You don't even know. How you gonna answer? How you gonna give me that?
The,
that
No.
response?
the dust on Mars
Stop.
just like burns our skin.
Well,
See,
to
we
be
know
fair
that
though,
because Mars is right next door, relatively.
if anything,
But
it
let's
would be
go
the
out to a
dust that
different
burns
galaxy.
us. If
don't
anything,
know,
it
man.
wouldn't be the dust that burns us. It will just be the lack of a fucking magnetic sphere that will be protecting us to get blasted by the sun that will burn us.
Anyways, no, please.
What if-
Anyways,
But this, I feel like in this case too, when it comes to those alien invasion sci-fi movies, here's the weirdest one that I feel like is actually a bit more realistic approach. Battle for Los Angeles. Does anybody
My
remember
asshole.
that movie?
No, you had some
don't
cool
remember
scenes,
shit.
but realistic, bro.
Okay,
What?
in this case too, it was out of all the fucking alien invasion movies, they didn't immediately keel over by like anything that's on Earth outside of bullets.
Bro, we should talk about the Halo alien then. The
All right,
Covenant. They're the realistic alien. They come to Earth.
What?
And then nothing happened to them. The only thing that stopped them was Master Chief, bro.
and like, and apparently on account of the elites, actually their ground forces were the most formidable. That they had no choice but to glass every planet that they visit because any ground assault would be almost a stalemate.
Dude.
That is apparently an account by one elite. But
Indeed.
Yes, glass the planets. Destroy
Like-
all of them.
like, if anything, I say Battle of Los Angeles too, but then there's also, in this case, my absolute guilty pleasure and also the most terrible movie ever, fucking Battleship. With featuring Rihanna.
Ah, yes. Wonderful movie. Wonderful movie.
Yeah, I think for you, her inclusion did nothing.
I was gonna say her and the two other guys who joined her on that boat whenever that thing honked its horn should have been blasted into oblivion.
Yeah.
That sound wave, if it broke,
Like
if
glass?
if that sound wave broke glass from however far that was away, from a battleship,
It was a
at
destroyer.
at the epicenter, yeah,
That's a very thick glass.
yeah, at the epicenter, that they would have been absolutely just
Sure.
blasted like it was like a grenade. If they
Yeah.
would have been gone.
Yeah, like if anything, their eardrums would have popped. They would have actually just started throwing up, vomiting, having seizures.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
they-
the
they-
whole body
something
would be
like that.
disrupted. The whole
Yeah, no-
inside's rearranged. They're dead.
Yeah, no, their brain would have been mushed, because that
Yeah.
pressure wave went straight through their entire body.
But yeah, it's fairly interesting enough that like when it comes to films, alien invasions always suck, no matter what.
They do. I think I mean, probably the main reason why they suck is they have to come up with the most absurd reason why they're. Or
Why
absurd
humanity
reason,
wins.
Weakness. Yeah, they have. Humanity, yeah. Humanity always has to win. So they have to come up with some absurd reason to do so, right?
Mm-hmm. How
And
It
usually
really
it's
is.
water. It's weird. Water is like one of the main weaknesses for a lot of aliens. It's very odd.
But in
Yeah, I
this
think
case, most
that's
life form is
all
like based around water.
I feel like that
Should
has to be one of the main difficulties about writing an alien invasion story is you can't just have the humans die. I mean, you could, but like it wouldn't be very.
You're
it
right,
may not
bro.
be very interesting. But
There is
like
there is
but
actually
like,
one
but,
movie.
like,
If there's just
but,
an
like-
enemy ship that comes by and just glasses Earth, then that's
Yeah.
the movie. Then that would be the whole movie.
so you'd have to. I don't know. You'd have to really like think of a crutch. You know,
Like the
recently a game that I've been playing. I'm going to shout it out. We're not sponsored. Terra Invicta. I like
Oh,
the
yeah.
way that they. I'm not going to spoil it for those who want to play the game or anything of that nature. But I really like their explanation on why it's so difficult, or why the alien force didn't just come in and annihilate Earth, or
Right.
do all that. But it's like a little fun.
Yeah. But there is actually that I actually thought about immediately to counteract my previous statement. There is actually one alien invasion movie that actually was pretty decent and good. It's the one that's called The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh yes, I've heard.
that
of
a
it. I've
new
never
one?
watched it yet.
It was a newer one that featured Keanu Reeves, if I remember.
I haven't seen it, but
They do have. It was a. I think that's a remake of a very very old movie.
Yeah, it was a remake of a very old movie. And if anything, it featured, it's like, I think for that one, it was like a alien invasion / apocalypse movie. Because essentially, the alien was actually sent there to save the planet itself, not really for an invasion. The invasion story was something that, like, the humans thought that's what this guy was doing, but it really, he's trying to save people.
Mhm.
Or at least, like, 2 people, at least. In this case, creating the next Adam and Eve story.
the day the Earth stood still.
Yeah, great movie, by the way. But, oh shit. Give me 1 second. Someone talk over me real quick.
Someone go. Someone go. Ah.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Ah.
Yeah, Brian. Cough water.
Wait, I thought I muted.
Wow.
you
We're
did.
fucking.
No,
Oh.
you just blasted us.
Oh, my bad. Oh, well, that's probably gonna get edited at some point, but I should probably do mute it from my Streamlabs here.
It's muted,
Wink,
bro. It's
wink
muted.
to
Don't
the
worry,
audience.
fam.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god.
Wink,
Anyway.
wink to the audience.
God damn it. But I think one of the more interesting things about like science fiction too is like the many interpretations, how people kind of go about it. In this case, you have like mediums such as like Fahrenheit 1940, not 45. Fuck, I forgot the book again
Fahrenheit
too.
451.
451.
My God, I don't know why I thought it was like a year.
I don't know. I like watching you struggle a bit sometimes. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, fuck you. But in this case, Fahrenheit 451, in this case, the Orwellian story of like Big Brother is always watching. There's that one. There was another one I'm thinking about.
Oh really?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
I
you're
think-
thinking of a different one.
Fahrenheit 4. Is that not
You're
the one?
thinking of
1984?
1984. Yeah.
Yeah, 1984. That's what I was thinking of.
Fahrenheit 1984.
Well, if
Fahrenheit
anything-
1495.
Oh man, man! If you say that shit one more time, I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking heat stroke right now because it's getting hot. I'm kidding.
Hey, let's go.
But there's like pieces like that too. I, Robot, and there was a very famous movie that, let me see, Robin Williams did as well. The Centennial Man. That was actually a really good movie as well. But if anything, this is going to be portrayed away from alien invasions now too, because we kind of agreed as well. At this point, we could all agree alien invasion movies suck as well, unless it's a video game.
Even then, bro, it really just depends too.
Yeah, because even then, like Halo does have like some flaws in the way how like their alien invasion kind of goes, but then the flaws itself become, in this case, a story plot point. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean the main plot hole is that majority of humanity's colonies were glassed by the Covenant. Why? How is Earth still standing? Really?
Yeah, there's that as well. Like how the fuck on any type of like statistics are we still actually posing any threat without Master Chief?
But
Like,
even with
that's-
Master Chief, realistically, what can one guy do?
Yeah,
Apparently save the planet.
not just the
Dun,
planet, the
dun,
galaxy.
He saved the whole human race.
You saved all races. All
Yeah.
alien species.
Yeah, with the mantle of responsibility. God damn,
With the mantle of responsibility.
I really hope the next Halo reboot that they're doing too is actually better.
It
We'll
won't be.
see.
No, we won't about it.
Oh well. This is me wishful thinking at least. But moving on from that point too, there's like in this case all like the older films that come out when it talks about sci-fi, where they're really posing in this case like really interesting questions. Where in this case they take Isaac Asimov's like questions of robotics. In this case, that's when we have like stuff like the Centennial Man and I, Robot, and there was even a sci-fi reimagining of Pinocchio as well. That movie was freaky, if anything. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like Synthetics. I don't. Someone could like at some point. I'll probably,
Pinocchio.
I don't know. I'll probably post it like in the descriptions too at some point of like what I was thinking of. But a lot of them too had like a very much like a dark theme when it came around like humanity and their ways of like their their blinded track to just chase after the future without thinking of the consequences that happens. But then again, it's like that's not what the movie kind of does, or if anything, that's how I think they would have handled it. Because again, science fiction, we don't know if that's what will actually happen. If anything, everything in science fiction is just a question, and it's usually a big if.
And it's usually yes.
Oh God.
The answer is always yes.
Yep. So, with that being said, well, in this case, out of all, in this case, the sci-fi films then that you guys have seen recently, which one in this case has stuck with you the most? That you, it's not necessarily it was probably like your most favorite, but there was like a couple of things about it that stuck to you the most.
definitely The Expanse. Just
Just
because
the-
I like how they took a more realistic approach to what it would be like in that like kind of future.
like with
Like the
humans
only
going to
thing that they
space travel.
don't the only thing that they don't truly explain is what the Epstein drive is. They just say it's a very efficient nuclear engine drive. Like that's about it. They don't say
Well, that's
anything more
fine.
specific, and I'm
Do
fine
they
with no.
need to? Do they need
No,
to explain that? You know.
they do not. But I just mean that that's like the only like beyond like I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but that's the only main thing that like is the catalyst to the whole entire like story being like a thing. It's the only reason it exists.
Yeah, it just helps drive. It literally
Yeah,
drives the plot forward.
yeah. Not only does it drive ships, it drives the plot. And um I just like the way that their ships are designed, the interior is designed, how everything is structured, because it's true to how it would likely be in real life if we had something like that.
I see.
I think for me, though,
I know I have a no. Go ahead. Sorry.
if anything, you have in this case your case with like the Expanse. My actual favorite in this case that stuck with me was iRobot, like the Will Smith version. Even though it is a alteration based off of Isaac Asimov's original iRobot piece, it's still something that I actually like to watch the most out of a lot of sci-fi shit. Only because like it's one of those things that for me it describes in this case like the human relationship when it comes to like people's fears about AI in a way.
I actually don't remember a whole lot about iRobot. I remember
Yeah.
watching it. But
In this
never-
case, some spoilers for the plot of it as well too. Sonny himself, he's like the new generation of like robots that have like high levels of artificial intelligence levels of thinking, even though they are already living in a future that does that too. The only difference is that Sonny has in this case the capabilities of displaying and actually understanding empathetic emotions,
Mhm.
where it's only him versus like many others of like copies and like production models of him. But eventually the AI that's powering a lot of these Sunnies, or if anything, the generation of android or robots, they eventually turn on humanity because humanity is seen as a threat to them based on all the things of like violence and in this case crimes against the robots and how much humans don't really appreciate in this case what they have. In this case, robots themselves like help make people's lives easier. Let's be honest. Even though the funniest shit on there too is that the whole movie takes place in Detroit, and they show us like the most bomb the ghetto ass shit ever.
Do you remember Detroit Become Human?
Yes, that one was,
That was interesting.
fucking weird.
Is that the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
it. Was the game that was like mostly just a visual novel.
Mm.
It was
It's
interesting.
essentially-
I liked it. It made waves whenever it was first released. None of y'all played
Yeah.
it or watched it?
Nope.
I have
I mean, besides
watched.
I mean,
Ryan.
I've seen.
I
Clips,
watched
just
some
never.
clips. That's it.
I've watched it to some, in this case, majority of it. But what caught me in most cases is literally people posting the sex scenes of that fucking game.
Jesus Christ.
And then there's also the favorite me, 21 stab wounds. Oh god, that might have peaked on that recording, but I'll probably turn down my mic on my end here. So, yeah, there we go. All right, we're good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
boy,
with
getting too excited.
but yeah, with the in contrary to like Detroit Become Human, it actually kind of has like a more or less a similar plot, kinda to iRobots, where in this case you have in this case a android or like a literally a uprising of sorts of these AIs. But there's always a common theme too, where it's always in this case a AIs that are trying to break in this case like societal oppression that is kind of mirroring to what we kind of have as well too. Where in this case, in place of that too, it'll be like the lower class will uprise and whatnot too, which historically has happened before too, like what happened in the French Revolution.
Hmm.
That is in this case by analogy with the way how iRobot is kind of handling the robot and android uprising. But it sparks me as a very different way too, because it does have a happy ending too, where Sunny, the other robot character you follow too, he is the same as everything else. He even has the same amount of like intelligence level or the artificial intelligence programming that is installed in every one of them. It's just the fact that he is uniquely programmed to have, in this case, feelings of empathy as well, which is usually unusual for robots to say as well, since whenever we see machines, we don't really treat them as humans. Whereas, like, there's the movie itself kind of begs the question at the end too that like, not if anything, like, could we stop an AI uprising by trying to treat them as humans? But in this case, could we just nurture them? Really, this is probably from my last few weeks podcast that we talked about too, about like Metal Gear Solid 2. Whereas think of if like the AI program was just grown, like developed and raised in this case, only to believe in American idealism.
And
Wait, what did I say? And after that statement?
no, I just mean so.
Okay. But I don't know. I just want to hear what you guys are like pitch and like pigeonhole my statements about that. Not pigeonhole. I don't know. Poke holes in my statement
Pigeonhole.
because I know pigeonhole
I don't
means
know
something
you.
else. Oh well, shit. I probably might be just like monologuing at this point. Whoopsies.
Yeah, like what statement are you talking about?
Okay, maybe in this case that was probably my mistake then. To drive it all to the point too, that was in this case why I like iRobot in this case, with the fact that it displayed a fascinating question at the very end of the movie, whereas like it sort of less has to retake the approach of like how we should handle or how do we need like mentally prepare ourselves for something of the similar situation that occurs in iRobot and Detroit Become Human, and subsequent mediums that talk about like AI uprising. Maybe not Terminator. That shit is already like doomed.
I don't see a world where the Terminator ever comes to fruition.
I don't think so either too. But it is kind of funny too how like they really like turned that like theory up to like an 11. Fucking Judgment Day is still my favorite movie.
Mm.
Terminator 2. God damn. It is the only movie where I thought in this case too. I think that's where my love of like lever action guns came from. Was Arnold Schwarzenegger from the on the uh bridge damn scene or whatever the fuck it was, grabs whatever looks like a shotgun and then just shoots the truck and then does that action one-handed spinning it. I was like, that is
Breaking
so
his
fucking cool.
fingers in the meantime.
Yeah.
He's a
Get,
robot, bro. What do you mean?
yeah. To be fair though, Arnie would in this case be strong enough to actually break that gun to begin with. That gun wouldn't break his fingers, he would break that gun.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
in this case,
I
there's like other themes and stories too. Like if anything, when it comes to like sci-fi tropes, then which one would you guys think is your favorite of the tropes?
I love
None.
my big space battles, and I love me my big robots.
I
So-
want a planet-sized weapon that can destroy an entire solar system.
God, honestly, the idea of that alone is just insane. Can we
Dude.
talk about that shit from like Star Wars? What the fuck?
I agree with that notion.
Hey man, that shit is amazing.
it's in this case, Michael just recently discovered when we explained it to it that like, yes, this planet-sized star destroyer actually absorbs the entire sun in order to shoot once.
Don't worry, there's so many stars in the sky as long as they can get to them.
If
can't.
they can get to them.
Although
But
to
they
be fair
can't.
though, there was someone that asked the person that made that Star Killer base. The question was, could that base actually like move? The writers themselves did not actually think about that until then someone asked about it. to
Sounds like
that
the
say
writers
like,
didn't think about a lot of things.
God damn.
I mean,
No.
obviously they didn't think about it. That's why they destroyed it in the same movie.
Exactly. God damn it.
Damn, bro. Crazy.
Because here's the thing, even like the episodes like 3, 4, 5, or yeah, 3, 4, 5, they at least explain that the Death Star, which is like just a moon size super weapon, it could actually hyperspace, like it could actually travel through hyperspace.
They
Although,
they did show that, so
Yeah.
we know it moves.
yeah, but although the idea of that thing fucking moving from system to system is scary enough.
The
That's
amount
the
of
whole point.
energy
That's the whole point of
required,
it.
the,
Yeah.
the amount of energy that is required to move that object has to be
God.
insane.
Yeah. Jesus.
Absolutely.
So, eh, I guess that would be another topic as well. If this is the case, a big space battle, would you say Star Trek would be your favorite?
You know what? I haven't watched a whole lot of Star Trek.
Not
Hell
even in
no.
the JJ, not even the JJ Abrams movies.
No,
No.
I have not.
Star Wars, man. I mean, Star Trek, bro. I mean, they're not all like. From what I remember, they're not even like large scale space battles.
It's just like mostly intense action sequences with like one-on-one ship combat kind of shit.
Like Star Wars has at least like some big battles here and there.
Yeah, the
And then
prequels, the prequels were where it was at.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
God damn. But moving from that to, what makes you not like Star Trek, Victor?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I can't give you like a specific reason. For me, just
I-
watching it, it just doesn't. I don't like it. And also the ships.
Why you
Fucking-
don't like a disc?
Those fucking disc shaped ships are so
A
stupid to me.
disc-shaped ship.
It is. It's
Yeah.
just a circle.
Oh my-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen like the Star Trek ships before?
I have not.
Well,
I'm
I'll probably
unfamiliar with those Star Trek ships.
here. I'll post it real quick on our Discord ship.
Honestly, Star Wars ships aren't any better because they're just Doritos, but at least they
Hey
look
man.
better than a disc.
At least it'll like trigger something. It's like, I want some Doritos now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
The thing about
Maybe
it
it's
too is maybe it's in this case like our way of like how we kind of like the design of like specific things. I think in Star Wars too, yes, they still look like big ass Doritos, but they at least embody some. There's like a purpose to some of their designs at least,
Yeah.
somewhat. I don't know in this
Well-
case the reason why Star Trek is still a circle. Although to be fair though, my reasoning is that it kind of just looks like those UFO found footage shit. At least that's for my reasoning.
hmm Hey man,
But
I just don't like it, but I'm not bashing on their design really.
yeah. But when it comes to actually good ship designs, I will actually say 100%. I will have to say Mass Effect actually has really good ship designs.
Actually.
Even though I have been looking into like Halo a lot, I'm still a big fan of like Mass Effect. Especially the fucking Normandy. Holy fuck, that's a beautiful like
Yeah, it's a really good ship.
oh my god. I'm getting like nostalgia like playing those fucking games too. One of like the
Circle
best like
cheddar.
now the problem I think in this case why I actually prefer the space or at least Mass Effect over a lot of like the spaceships and sometimes even the story over Halo. It's more or less the story of like Mass Effect feels more like a space opera in a way. Where I
Yes.
think that's the only reason why it works that way too, just because the general nature when you have sci-fi that takes it into space, you have to have a very much a grand story, right? Like it's a combination of let's just say that if we took the Expanse, I think that's the really good thing about it too. The Expanse would be considered a space opera.
It most definitely is.
So, in general, too, thinking in this case, too, there's not really a better way to really classify like good sci-fi space stuff without actually going into just like a space opera feel. Just because I feel like that is the nature of it, although I could be wrong. Such as the fact that what do you guys remember about Starship Troopers?
I don't recall anything from it. To be real honest with you.
All right. One of the things that I remember most fondly of Starship Troopers is literally the opening scene from the first movie called The Invasion of Klendathu.
That's a mouthful.
It, for those that don't know about Starship Troopers, the premise is simple. We are fighting against bugs. Like probably a Ford F-150 size bug.
God
Oh,
damn.
way bigger. What do you mean? Don't you remember the movies, bro?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what's the closest
They're
size
huge.
comparison.
They're massive.
Like a monster truck size or
Probably they are massive.
yeah. So if anything, yeah, there's just like a big ass bugs that they go in there to try to kill. One of the main missions that they're gonna go to the main hive planet that they're from, which is Klendathu, and immediately starts off with a ground invasion. They all come in. Everybody starts marching out. They start shooting at the bugs. And then it's like, oh shit, there's way more. Retreat! And so literally the invasion of Klendathu was just like a fuck ton of like drop ships that come in, and it's like a pretty decent sized battalion that goes in to try to like eliminate bugs. Finding out that A, oh shit, there's actually way more, and B, they were getting surrounded immediately. Then they say, yeah, we're fucking this, we're retreating now. It's like, okay, what a way to start up the movie.
That's some big bugs.
Oh yeah,
Massive.
they are very huge too.
Gigantic.
Yes.
Bro, just since we're on like that fucking topic of huge bugs, have y'all ever heard of like the manga or anime Terra from Mars?
Yeah, that is also my fucking favorite. I showed Victor clips of it too,
I
where
don't
it's
remember.
essentially
Big
like a
fucking swole cockroaches, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? These boys bench like 350 with one arm. Like that's how strong they are. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
Bro,
the
that's
fuck? Why
nothing,
y'all
bro.
work out
That's
so
just a
much?
stick.
Yeah, one arm,
You
bro.
c-
That's
if
nothing, bro.
anything, if anything, Victor, you would look at these like quote unquote alien cockroaches and you might think, is this racially motivated?
What? What? Where
Oh
did
my
that
God.
come from? Hey, yo.
Hey, I'm just pointing out too. The manga didn't do it any better either.
What are you trying to imply here, bro?
Like, hey, not me. That was just something I said too. Maybe that's not the author's original intent to, but I don't know, man. It kind of feels something about it.
Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Jesus
terraform. So to put it to a summary of what Terraform Mars is, it's a Japanese media piece where it's a bunch of scientists that go up to Mars and immediately they find life on Mars, except it's like 7 to 8 foot tall muscular cockroaches.
I do actually remember recently I watched a overview of I guess it would be considered the live action or the
Oh
the
yeah,
actual one, not the
yeah. There is a
anime.
live action version of it.
It was interesting.
Yes, very. And if anything, the way to combat them is that the scientists drug themselves up by splicing their own DNA with bug DNA to get superpowers. And
Mhm.
only to activate that by taking drugs.
Crazy, man.
That is the synopsis of the entire series.
Crazy.
Obviously, there's supposed to be some intrigue about it too, but honestly, the whole visual alone, the Terraformers, is so shocking. I kind of forgot what the story was about.
Dude, I've never even watched the show. I just saw like clips and like pictures of him. Like these some buff ass motherfucking cockroaches, dog. I would not want them in my house. They
You
about
don't want to be
fucking-
anywhere near them. That's the thing.
But the thing is, I don't have that decision. They came to
You're
me.
yeah, they come at you like 0 to 60 in like 0.3 seconds.
Exactly.
These are fast motherfuckers. So, anyways, going back to that too. Yeah, Starship Troopers is essentially that too. Just the U.S. military that's fighting bugs. However, the movie itself is actually a parody of the book series. That in this case, the directors kind of, in this case, hated the book series only because it not only was it like, in this case, super popular about like, in this case, the whole story about like over military glory about some things, about the whole story of the thing talks about. That it did everything it could to just outright make fun of the book. That's what Starship Troopers ended up being, and it accidentally became a success.
God
And
damn.
people thinking that, like, is this what the book was about? Definitely no. If anything, this movie was a big fuck you to the original author.
Mm.
So we had those types of movies too. That was fun. Then there was actually, would you consider Sharknado as a sci-fi?
Sharknado? Oh my god, that stupid shit.
Dude, I've never watched that, but they have like how many out now?
I think 3. I think it's a trilogy.
I think my parents watched one of them, and I was like, "This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen."
Mhm.
Then you have
No.
like,
Go
all right,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
No, 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 no. You're fine. Go ahead.
No, you go. I'm coughing
No, no,
right
no, no.
Yes.
I can't remember what I was gonna say now.
now. God damn it. So
I remember
we-
Sharknado stupid.
Oh,
It was
god
something
damn.
along that line.
But moving from that, you have stuff like that, and then you have like the more recent like science fiction movies that are quite interesting. I think Deus Ex was also another one, but that was also like a very creepy sense, where it was like science fiction that dipped a lot more into horror, just because that's more or less like a lot of like the questions for science fiction do end up becoming like existential crisis kind of questions. Like in this case, like movies like Her, which I talked about last time too, and there's also Deus Ex, not the game, unfortunately, Deus Ex Machina. That would have also been cool if we saw a live action for that, I guess. But Deus Ex in the movie that we see too, it's mostly in this case a android that slowly becomes self-aware, but in this case it knows that it's in captivity and it does everything it can to like escape to the point where it kind of just seduces the captors. Not captors, but seduces the researchers there.
Mm.
It's a very
Seduce, eh?
yeah, it's a very weird and interesting movie. But I think the most recent sci-fi horror movie that actually did really well was The Invisible Man.
The
yes.
recent. So you're talking about the new one, the remake?
Yeah, the remake one. That one was actually really fucking cool. The way how they did a lot of like the visuals to this case, showcasing the horror of in this case a ocularly invisible man, and a lot of the tech that's surrounding it is like fucking weird and interesting.
The tech,
cool.
the tech was interesting, but I think I preferred the original.
Ah, yes, the original, where also it features in this case rape.
Ooh, Jesus, that's a hard word.
I mean,
Wow.
that did happen in like the 2000 release of The Invisible Man.
I don't remember that scene, but I guess
It did happen.
I don't know the movie at all.
Yeah, me neither.
You could call me crazy, but it did exist.
I still like it.
But yeah. But in that case too, do you think right now in this case there's a difference now when we talk about like sci-fi space operas to sci-fi action, and then there's sci-fi horror. Which one of the few genres do you think actually feels more compelling to watch over the other?
What were the options again?
You have
well,
like in
I
this
like
case,
sci-fi action.
sci-fi actions to like sci-fi opera stuff, or to like sci-fi horrors.
Uh,
I don't know.
sci-fi opera.
Mostly because the story, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I like
I'm-
big ship that go pew and boom.
Well, guess what, Victor? You can have big ships, and they can also go boom while still having a good story.
Correct.
What's that?
You're right. Never mind.
Unfathomable.
Unfathomable. The only good space sci-fi opera close to that was Halo.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
dun.
But if you think about it too, if you think about like in some like aspects of Halo, it's gonna be Halo talk all over again for the next few minutes here. But the way how like Halo kind of set itself up to be, there was like a lot of horror shit that happened as well too. That in this case included the flood and also in this case the Spartan like operations that happened as well.
Mhm.
By operations, I
Right.
mean the creation of the Spartans.
Mhm.
That's more psychological. I wouldn't say it's horror.
The flood is
The
straight
horror.
up horror.
They have the
Yeah,
flood
the
would be
flood
the
is
horror.
horror. I wouldn't say the Spartan creation, like Spartan project, is horror. It's more.
Beep, 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 beep,
But
beep,
it's like
beep.
Kind of
a
fucked up.
aspect. It's like a aspect of it, right?
It's more a little bit more just fucked up what
Hmm.
they're doing to the kids.
Yeah,
It's
kids.
the story, man.
And then flash cloning the kids to then eventually die like a few days later.
Mm-hmm.
That was smart.
So-
What?
Jesus.
That was smart.
That was smart.
Okay, so we know who's going to be on FBI's watch list now.
FBI's watch list for what? Thinking
It's
critically.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm watching him.
Oh God.
Oh, got binoculars there.
Oh yeah, you best believe it.
So, with that being said, Halo does like actually encapsulate a lot of like pretty much the topics that we've had too, where it has like the grand space stories that I have with like really awesome space actions with like the Spartans. Hell, even the horrors in this case, we never got to fully explore the flood, especially in Infinite, which I wish we did. Kinda. Although,
Yeah,
to be
they
fair,
never,
Hmm.
they never in the game expressed the true like horror and the grotesquity of the flood, as in
Even-
like in the comics or like anything like that.
like we already kind of did too, from like in this case either audio logs from like Admiral Keys to literally facing off the grave mine at the end of 3.
Oh, that's right. Then I remember in the remake of Halo 1, they did do more of those kind of things
Yeah.
where they played into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God, I fucking hate you, Victor, for making me play Legendary on like Halo Combat Evolved. And all the
Lasso,
Halo-
Bro.
God
That was,
damn
the
it.
best,
bitch.
that was the best part, bro.
I know,
God.
right?
playing Lasso was awesome.
The
Legendary's
fucking
the
flood
only way,
level.
bro.
The flood level was honestly the most infuriating levels.
Oh yeah,
not-
most definitely.
I mean, I think it was the library. I think that was the name of the level. I mean, the problem was that it was just very long.
Yeah, it was just so long, like holy shit. Oh my god.
Ding,
Remember
ding,
the
ding, ding,
days.
ding. In the music that played along with them, the little violin just going like
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
It's like the most eeriest shit ever. Kudos to the Halo soundtrack team that also remastered that shit too. Holy hell.
Dude, that was great.
God.
They
Do
knew
I
what they
ever
were doing.
do I ever want to do that shit again? Probably not, but I'm knowing Victor, if
It's
we ever
alright.
do that,
I would never play Halo 1 again.
What?
God.
I don't think we even finished Halo 1.
What?
Okay, well, I finished it like 20 times, let's be honest. But I guess together we haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sounds like that's something we might have to do.
Oh god. I don't remember where we left off. I uninstalled the Master Chief Collection from my Steam library.
Dude, I'm about to uninstall you from my friends list.
Oh fucking god. My god.
Hey,
But-
yo.
Let's
Okay.
go.
God damn it. So with that too, let's actually go into like other aspects of like the sci-fi that sometimes it kind of irks me about. And in this case, it's obviously it's author and writers that don't know shit about guns. Speaking of guns, we also took Lloyd to the shooting range today.
Oh yeah, how was the shooting
Yay.
range today?
Very fun.
Very pew pew.
Nice.
Yeah.
Suppressor was nice.
Yeah, too bad that we were
Besides-
just eating a fucking gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
But
not
that's the
pleasant.
purpose.
It's got to go somewhere,
Yeah.
and it might as well go back to your face.
Yeah. But in this case too, I feel like in a lot of cases too, because the way how a lot of the sci-fis are also written too by the people that probably focus more on story and not in this case how things actually work sometimes. A lot of the guns do seem fucking weird as hell.
Yeah, I always questioned in Halo how the assault rifle could hold 60 shots. And
Don't
like, that
question
was
it.
kind
Yeah, don't
It's kind of
question
a-
that.
okay, guys, whatever.
343. This is our formal request to you. Bring that back. That shit was hilarious.
They stopped afterward, and it went back to 32 rounds.
Man, they butcher. I'm kidding. There was a lot of things that they did change too. Like the Magnum, for example. That shit is fucking massive for no reason.
It is.
Yeah, have you ever held that thing in hot
Yes.
dogs and like Triple H? It's like
God.
it's like this. It's the size of my skull.
It's just like, and this is a, mind you, this gun, this Magnum pistol is supposed to be a standard issue sidearm that everybody just has, and I'm like, bull fucking shit.
Yeah, you should see it when the Marines hold them. It's big.
It's like, why is it so big? Like,
Big.
obviously, it's like it's unfortunate too that all these guns were meant to like be scaled up because of the size of these Spartans, but I'm like, I don't know. It just seems kind of fucking goofy as hell if you trying to explain to me. Yeah, no wonder the fucking human race is like struggling too. You don't give them shit that's like, gives them more agileness to like run away. You give them a fucking massive rifle that you can't really say that you can aim over. Oh, don't give me the bullshit reason that they have the actual reticle or the aim down sight on their helmets. Fuck that.
Yeah, I was actually gonna also say that the assault rifle in all the Halo games, actually, that little visor or the little HUD that lets you see how much ammo you have left. How do they aim? How do they aim?
Like, here's
Hey,
the thing
man,
about it.
future technology, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about it. I don't question in this case that that's probably useful. I question it in the fact too that like, why display it at all when you at least said to us, oh, they actually have like a cursor that's in their helmet. And I'm like, why do we have an ammo display counter on this rifle at all?
I don't know.
He was
What
like
if
the
their
moment.
helmet breaks?
Yeah, sure. The moment the helmet breaks, but
because-
it's like,
We actually do have an ammo counter in real life too for certain pistols. I don't know how it works. I never really looked into it, but I do know they exist.
yeah, they do exist, and there's even like one crazy ass person that's actually making a live recreation model of the Halo AR with the ammo counter involved too. It's not caseless, mind you. That's apparently the other
Well.
issue about that.
The new assault rifles aren't caseless. That's why they're only 32.
Yeah,
What does that mean when it says caseless?
there's
It
no
doesn't
bolt.
have the
There's no
shell.
shell. There's no shell of gunpowder.
How the hell does it project?
Magnetic rails.
Bro,
Well,
shut
that's
the
the
heck up.
only way now. There's no other way to propel it unless you slam it really hard.
Yeah. Unless you have like the other Spartan in the back of you punching your shoulder where the butt of the gun is to push the bullets out.
Nice.
Although that would be a hilarious imagery to see as well.
Yeah, you just got a Spartan right behind you, punching you constantly to shoot the
Or
gun.
nah,
Oh my
the other
God.
one is this. He grabs it. One of them like shoulder mounts just a tank shell. The other one goes in the back, fucking hits the primer.
Oh yeah, he is the primer.
Yep. Good. But if anything, hilarious to do is like there's so many like other like series. I'll even say Mass Effect 2 is also another egregious example where gun design does not make sense for this one. Especially there, I only say that too because there's in like the features as well too. All their guns somehow like fold and collapse in on themselves that reduce their size by like 50%. And I look at that and I'm like, how does that work? Where does any of this go? If it's made like an actual fucking firearm, everything is made in there is built for like whatever function it has. All the casing, the heat shield that's on there, the barrel, primer, striker, the firing group trigger, all of that has a purpose and built, and it's looked that way because that is the most minimal and the most effective design they could do. Some science fiction don't give a fuck about that. They'll just make whatever. Which, if anything, it's fine. It's fair enough. It's science fiction, right? But there are some cases too where there's actually like cool actual designs of guns as well. Or if anything, I think it was like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, or was it Infinite Warfare that had that 3D printed assault rifle?
That's
I don't remember.
that's Advanced Warfare.
It's Advanced Warfare. Yeah, that shit was a like the concept behind that is actually pretty cool too, and it actually had a cool way of showing that. And then there's always the whole trope too that like somehow, some way, even in the far future, there are still people using the AK.
The
So
AK will never go
realistic
out of
was that?
style. The AK will never go out of style.
Even in Starfield. Nope, the AK still exists. I'm like, okay, guys.
Even in the Halo TV series.
God, I hate the fact that like they showcase that too. And you know what? I will be in this case to want to say this too. There is actually a movie called Elysium. That's actually a really cool movie that features Matt Damon. I think it was Matt Damon. Pretty sure it was Matt Damon. Anyways, showcases in this case say AK like attachment where it's just still the AK gun. The only thing that's new about it is that it has a new muzzle and new ammo that it shoots. Where the muzzle itself will send electrical signals to the round and the bullet that comes out of it to then so that the gun itself can do air bursts. For those that don't know what that is, it just means that the bullet will blow up at some point in the air, which is probably also way more effective than it actually hitting your target, depending on your scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, some people say, "Man, that's kind of dumb too." But then we already have that. I think Rheinmetall, like the company that makes like firearms and vehicles, do they have like an actual turret that does that shit? Yeah, Victor,
There's
you remember
not
this one?
That's not Rheinmetall's Ehrlichon. They make Bofors. There is an anti-air gun essentially.
Oh, both first. But I know Rheinmetall also has something similar to that too, right? Where like at the end of the muzzle, it will program the bullet to do an air burst, right?
Yeah, Ehrlichon.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it's called? Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, it was Earlcon. Shit, my bad. Probably look back at it at some point. But same principle. Literally, as soon as the bullet exits the barrel, the muzzle tip will send a signal to the bullet to program it to, hey, at this distance, you're gonna blow up and not make contact. The Air Force, henceforth, air burst. So imagine that idea alone too, and it's showcased in the movie where like it does an effective job, like in this case, punching the shit out of an android or synthetic robot. Just because you can't really pierce through like a robot because it's not gonna actually do shit. So you might as well just fucking airburst a shockwave it to like disrupt its system, which does an effective job at it. And if there's someone that's behind cover and you just airburst, yeah, they're never leaving cover, or if anything, you're just gonna fucking give them tinnitus.
Too
Hell
bad.
yeah.
I already have it.
Damn, what the fuck you doing that to cause you tinnitus?
I don't know, dude. I'm born with it.
Oh man.
That sucks. Well, shit. Anyways, we move on from that. So, with like saying we have like some of the most egregious firearm designs too, but it's something that like apparently the fans love it too, and it's the fucking fifth element, that one all-in-one Swiss Army knife gun, which also happens to have a self-destruct button right next to where you would normally hold this fucking thing.
I like it. I like it.
So does that mean you can accidentally fucking push that button to blow it up? Yes. Why? Because this guy is absolute dickhead. That's why. He designed that purpose so that they know they will mistakenly push it and people will still buy it.
Oh baby.
The man, I don't know if the man is a genius, but then I blame the buyers in that movie to say like, y'all should have known better. But if anything too, I'll even say too, rank in this case, not in this case how well the gun performs in like Halo. What is your favorite Halo weapon design out of all the guns from Halo Combat Evolved to Infinite?
Can it be
Commando is
Alien?
definitely up there.
What's up?
Can it be Alien?
Yeah, fuck it. Throw in the Covenant weapon too.
Dude.
Or
I need to
alien
look again.
weapon. It's a very extensive list, I know. I will at least say this too. My favorite weapon that actually does make sense in the Halo universe for both Spartans and actually Marines to use would be the battle rifle.
Oh yeah.
because that
Halo
is the
4's battle rifle was good. Halo
it
4
is
battle rifle was
because at least it takes a real world design because it looks like a FAMAS, which that gun itself is already fucking cool as shit.
Pew, pew,
Wish
pew,
it,
pew.
yeah, FAMAS too. And if anything too, it makes sense for like a regular infantry person to hold this gun, and if a Spartan needs to use it, they can also still use it as well too, and it wouldn't be that fucking off-putting. Weirdly enough,
Very good.
It's weird. We make it seem like Spartans are giants, but in reality, they're not like that much bigger compared to normal people.
yeah, they're not that much bigger, but why does it seem like it is bigger? Like in this case,
Mhm.
it's like I guess I also blame the fact too, to whoever modeled like the Marine suit, they're like fucking short sometimes.
Yeah, the average height of a Marine is like 5'5".
Jesus, that shit's
5-0 at this point.
Yeah, five
Hey,
zero at this
5-7,
point.
so fuck you.
big.
So when the Master
Same
Chief walks
shit,
up to
bro.
him, he's just like looking
Yeah,
over him.
potato tomato, bro. Same shit.
Yeah, potato, tomato.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I blame the fact too that like maybe if that's the case too, Spartans are should be like what 6 feet most cases. But then I hear too that like some people
You
are
just
like
say
7
6
feet.
feet.
Bro, they're tall, they're big.
They're 7
Like
feet.
7
But I'm
feet.
saying they're not like eight. They're not like giants.
Yeah, they're not like
They're not a
giants. Yeah.
they're not a 9 foot giant.
But at the same time, the way how their build looks, they make a lot of guns that they hold. In this case, too, they held any human-sized like weapons. Too. It kind of looks tiny as hell sometimes.
It looks right in
I'm
their
sure.
hands.
I mean, in reality, I'm probably sure that's only because the developers have a hard time scaling it properly.
Probably.
Mm,
Yeah.
indeed.
Then again, you have also the absolute unit of George.
Okay, he's
Noble
a different
5.
story.
Oh, George.
George.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Big guy with
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like,
with the giant
this-
with the LMG.
yeah, God. Like, George, I know you're a Spartan too and all, but how the fuck are you this big?
He is actually like 9 to 10 feet tall.
It's like,
I would believe it.
it's like
Bigger than a fucking
average
zealot,
Spartan.
bro.
Average Spartan 2s are like
Oh, he's okay.
six,
According to the wiki, he's 8 feet. So
Okay.
he is big. He is definitely big.
Bro,
Master
he's a
Chief is
zealot,
7. Master Chief is 7'2".
God.
dude.
It's just
George
like
is the fucking zealot size fucking Spartan.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
he is, bro. George is massive.
it's just like, damn. I wonder how, like, if anything, no wonder they also thought Covenant was like, think that, oh, the human race is fucking huge. They just look at George and be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they thought in this
Man
case,
carried-
wait, did the
actually-
brute join their side?
The man carried a heavy machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't just like the normal LMG. I'm sad that they took that away, but then again, it was because like it was no better than a regular assault rifle.
Yeah, it's just an
He
assault
was
rifle.
holding a
more
super
bullets.
heavy machine gun.
He was
Yeah.
like a heavy machine gun. He had like his he carried like a pack of ammo on his back.
Yeah, goddamn. I would love to see him like carried in this case the Warthog like Gauss cannon.
Dude. It looked
He
like a
could.
regular gun to him.
Yeah, he probably would.
God, imagine how fucking cool that would be. You know what? The Covenant would not have had a chance then. If you have fucking George just going and bombarding like the Covenant
If you
bases with
had-
that shit.
If you had multiple Georges, the Covenant would have never survived.
No, they had no choice, but they already had no choice but to glass the planet anyways. Hell, even the logs of like Noble Six
they
essentially,
do it regardless.
yeah. Even they said the logs of like Noble Six too, that apparently he fought for like several more hours, even after being fatally wounded. It was until he died when they started glassing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that is in this case the account of in this case. Man, Spartans are a fucking cool idea. But then again, if anything, Spartans in this case are nothing more than in this case taking inspiration of like Warhammer 40k Space Marines. Now those absolute behemoths of a unit are something else.
Okay, yeah, those guys are built legitimately different.
Yeah, they're both built different and they are also fucking fanatics. The worst
And they
things you
have
can
different
possibly
guns.
imagine.
Oh,
Hell
their
yeah.
guns are beautiful.
Yeah, the guns are 75 caliber bullets. Or not bullets, they're rocket propelled bullets.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The first instance is this. Oh, it's rocket propelled, so it's for a maximum penetration. And even after it penetrates through you, if it somehow the bullet sticks into you, it also then explodes.
Perfect design.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those things are fucking awesome. Called the bolter.
Those will kill. They were meant to kill.
Did you
Kill
see
with
the?
extreme intent, religious intent.
Have you seen the short on YouTube, Astartes?
Yes. Me and Victor have
Astartes.
watched it. Me and
I
Victor
love it.
have watched it, and it's like, hell yes. And it also goes to show too. I think I've asked this question to you, Victor, too. Imagine this case that during the time of like the insurgency conflict that the UNSC was dealing with. Imagine how fucking terrifying it is as an insurgent that you just hear, like in this case, breaching your base, Spartan units.
What?
That is alright. Did Spartan units actually like fight in that story where it was going against insurgents?
That was their whole. That was the initial purpose.
Oh, okay. So I guess it did happen every now and then too. So yeah. Just imagine you're just a ragtag team like insurgency trying to like say, nah, fuck the UNSC, fuck like the central governments and whatnot too. Then you just hear, hey guys, we have a threat. Okay, how many? 2. What do you mean 2? And then you just hear like everybody just screaming and dying. And next thing you know, you just see 2 7-foot full power suited up units of a man or woman. We're not discriminating here.
I needed a halo, so.
But obviously, you have like the whole series of like, I feel like sci-fi is something. God damn it. But
yeah.
with that being said, Mass Effect also had like some stuff about like science fiction that at least I kind of like as well too when they explain the way their guns, saying that they don't really shoot bullets, or if anything, they do kind of shoot bullets. It's just the fact that it's like high concentrated energy rounds that are coming out from the bullets or from the gun itself. And what you're actually reloading in that case, in Mass Effect 2s and 3, what you're technically reloading is in this case, you are discharging a fucking thermal tank or thermal heat sink.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it insinuates too that like that means at some points when you before you even deploy out in a mission, someone has to manually like insert heat sinks into the gun. That means that gun itself is fucking heavy. And who knows how heavy it gets too with all the heat being built up.
Hmm?
Correct me if my physics is wrong. Does physics carry mass?
Bro,
physics
what
carry
the
mass?
hell did you just say?
Does heat carry mass? Does
Does
heat carry mass in
carry
Fix?
mass? No.
Physics carry mass. That's pretty interesting.
Heat is
I mean,
just.
I swear I
theoretically, all
did.
particles have a mass.
Yeah, okay, if
So-
we want to go like that, but like, if you're talking about a mass measurable, as far as I'm aware, no. I mean, not really.
Well,
Oh,
technically, you can measure it.
Victor,
it's just something that we don't know.
stop.
What do you mean? Don't know? You mean we do know?
Oh,
Does
All particles
heat-
carry a mass.
It's just a very small amount. If they didn't, then nothing would weigh anything.
fair enough. Anyways, point aside. Point aside too. Mass Effect has like unique weapon design, but it's also probably to facilitate the fact that these guns just have like a fuckload of heat sinks that are going in there, such that every time you shoot one, all the heat that it generates is just dumped into that clip that you just eject. Which is something that I kind of wish to see more of in this case, in like other sci-fi shit that I hear people talk about as well. Some people say as well to like throw off missile guidance system too. Some ships are designed in a way too that they can actually just deploy straight up heat sinks that are come from, in this case, using their weapons. Where in this case it gives like a fucking like heat seeking target like a separate thing besides the ship. That was in this case a very interesting idea. Who knows? But but really, this is more or less like a more or less like it gets even more like convoluted the more we talk about this stuff right now. Now, hold on. In this case, none of you guys actually answered the question too. I mentioned like BR. In this case, Loy, your favorite gun from the Halo verse.
VR.
The BR?
Yeah.
Alright. Michael, what about you?
The Needler.
Really? The fucking actually actually, hold on.
He
Here's
said,
the thing about
he said, what?
actually no. There was something that I wish that we would have had to in like some like the earlier games. Why is there no executioner melee form of it? If you hit people with the needler and stick people with the needle ends, you can break it off and it will just explode on them. Although I have no idea how the fucking needler reloads or how it gets more ammo in the first place.
They shove it from the ass,
Yeah, dude.
and then
really
needles
hard.
pop out.
That's not, I guess.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Victor, would you say the battle rifle is your favorite too?
No, I think I like DMRs more.
Yeah, the big ass chunky DMRs.
Yeah, I like the DMR, and I also like the Commando, which is essentially Infinite's version of DMR.
Yeah, but
Spartan Leader, bro.
I'll be honest with you, I
Damn,
really
no.
wish the Commando did actually perform a little bit better. But you know,
That just sounds
that's-
like you're bad.
yeah, fuck you, Victor.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's pretty much that's about it for like the Halo gun stuff too. Now, would you say like the current Call of Duty Modern Warfare stuff as of right now? Would you classify it as sci-fi now?
Okay, hold on. I have to go back.
no.
I would consider Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, kind of sci-fi, but not the new Modern Warfare reboot.
All
It's
right,
called
what
Modern
about like
Warfare, bro, not sci-fi warfare.
fair enough? What about even like Black Ops?
After
Ops
after
2,
two,
3,
after
4?
one, yeah. After
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Everything was more technologically advanced. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the case then. Well, oh shit. Well, this podcast is also kind of scuffed too because I was also like forgetting to mute myself to cough every now and then. But oh well.
Don't
man.
worry about it, bro. Everyone knows you're sick, bro.
God
Yeah,
damn,
everybody
this
send
is
him some
miserable.
medicine.
Oh my god. No, don't send me the blue pill, please. I don't want to get hard.
Unnecessary.
I
This
know.
boy.
But I think we could go ahead and like end it on that note too, because next week we're gonna talk about stuff that we'll probably see as a video game award nominees.
Yay.
Probably talk about that shit and
Yay.
possibly I think right now at least I'll make the claim right now too. I think this shit is gonna get even more heated within the video game fan bases than it was last year. Just because you have in this case the potential of like Nintendo, Sony players, and even Baldur's Gate 3 itself being thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
But any last minute words before y'all we end it for tonight?
Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell Brian that heat does not add weight to an object.
Man. But Victor said that all particles carry mass.
Yeah,
Tell Michael that they technically do.
but wait. No, yes, you're what? Okay, no one is debating the fact that some things weigh. All right, I'm not debating with you that things have mass.
I'm not
I'm
debating
s-
either. I'm just saying they do.
I'm saying that I don't believe heat adds mass because that sounds ridiculous.
Well,
If
if anybody
anybody-
significant mass, then yeah.
If anybody that is
What?
also skilled in physics knows more
But
about this than I
what?
do here, please comment also below of like an explanation about this.
Please educate this dumbass.
If there's someone actually has a much more detailed like explanation about this, let's leave it at that. But
The only thing is that the object's volume would expand, but like more mass? No, what?
well, That's all that I have for you today, folks.
What?
Damn.
Oh,
Bro, are we gonna go to this?
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
we.
you're
I'm kidding.
I feel like you're gaslighting me of some kind. I feel like you're doing
Bro.
something to me because I feel like you and I are on the same page.
Oh, we're
Well,
obviously different pages.
yeah, I wait. You're on a different page. I
Indeed.
have a different book.
Oh my god.
Anyways, good night, y'all.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.